For a stylish, original design and good driving performance, this car is forgiven a lot, not even the highest reliability. And with reliability, in fact, everything is not so bad as some people imagine. They meet all the same on clothes, and no matter what philosophers and psychologists say, this saying works. Therefore, it is not in vain that marketers are sure that a beautiful car sells itself, and quite successfully. A good example is the Peugeot 308, which is in consistently high demand on the secondary market. As for reliability, another saying is already applicable here: the devil is not so terrible as he is painted. However, more on that later. The small car is built on the platform of its predecessor, the Peugeot 307. The suspension and steering designs remain the same, but the length of the hatchback has increased by 75 and the width by 70 mm, although the size of the wheelbase has not changed. With all this, the rigidity of the body increased by 10%. The range of body modifications for the 308, like its predecessor, is very wide. In this regard, many competitors will envy the Frenchman. In addition to 3 and 5-door hatchbacks, there is an SW station wagon, a sedan and even a convertible coupe. In addition, brand new petrol engines are offered for the Peugeot 308, developed jointly with BMW Minders. These are the 4s with a volume of 1.4 liters, 95 horsepower, 1.6 liters, 120 horsepower, and turbocharged versions of 1.6 liters, 150 and 175 horsepower. Turbodiesels are represented by units of their own production, 4-cylinder engines with a volume of 1.6 liters, 90 and 109 horsepower, and 2.0 liters, 136 horsepower. With naturally aspirated petrol engines and a 1.6-liter diesel, a 5-speed manual transmission was fitted as standard. The remaining versions originally came with a 6-speed mechanics. A 4-band automatic was installed as an option on gasoline atmospheric and turbocharged 1.6-liter engines with a capacity of 120 and 150 horsepower. A 6-speed robotic transmission was also offered with a 109 horsepower turbo diesel, and a 6-speed automatic transmission with a 2.0-liter turbo diesel. The Peugeot 308 debuted in Europe in autumn 2007. And Ukrainian sales of the model started at the beginning of 2008. Moreover, the list of 308 3-door hatchbacks officially sold in our country was not initially. They say that because of low demand. Among petrol engines dominated the 1.6-liter, 120 horsepower, with a 5-speed manual gearbox or 4-speed automatic. Turbo versions of the 1.6-liter engine, 150 horsepower, as well as diesel engines, were also presented. The modification with the base engine 1.4T was not officially sold with us. Our market is dominated by dealer cars. Their equipment can be called quite sufficient. For example, the basic version with a 1.6-liter engine, 120 horsepower, in the Access version already included front airbags, ABS with brake force distribution along the axles, air conditioning, electrically adjustable and heated side mirrors, front power windows and an audio system. The active variant added standard equipment with side airbags, daytime running lights, climate control instead of air conditioning, full power accessories, heated front seats, fog lights, a leather-trimmed steering wheel and 16-inch steel wheels. The Allure package additionally included cruise control, a panoramic roof, 16-inch alloy wheels, illuminated pedals, front sills and mirrors and the visors. Modifications with a 1.6-liter turbo engine and a 112 horsepower turbo diesel received a dynamic stabilization system in the base. In cars with other engines you had to pay extra for it. In addition, the first owner ordered a lot of options when buying a car. Therefore, there are practically no empty cars on the secondary market. Under the hood of used Peugeot 308, 1.6-liter gasoline engines, 120 and 150 horsepower, are most often found. Both engines are not a model of reliability. Oil consumption, as a rule, is very high. The manufacturer considers 500 to 600 grams per 1,000 kilometers of run to be normal. Motors are also demanding on fuel quality, so mechanics recommend flushing the injection system nozzles at least once every 30,000 kilometers for preventive purposes. At the base in the Ukrainian specification of the power unit EP6 1.6 liters, 120 horsepower, the gas distribution mechanism is driven by a metal chain. It would seem that there should be no problems with it. However, in reality, the chain is already stretched to 50,000 to 70,000 kilometers of run. At the same time, its tensioner also wears out. And then, in certain operating modes of the motor, the chain could jump a couple of teeth, which led to the repair or even replacement of the cylinder head. However, this is not all. due to the unreliable connection of the sprocket on the crankshaft, to which it is attached without a key and pin. The central bolt was unscrewed. Because of this, the valve timing shifted and the sensors, having rebelled, stopped the operation of the engine. Incorrect operation of the timing also became the cause of soot on the valves. And on a turbo engine, for this reason, the electronics turned off the turbine. There are no complaints about manual transmissions, except for indistinct gear shifting, but the infamous AL4 automatic machine is in the lead in terms of the number of failures. Already by 100,000 kilometers, it may require a bulkhead. In the suspension, the stabilizer struts with steering rods serve 25,000 kilometers, and ball joints, 100,000 kilometers. The optimal power unit for a used 308 is considered to be an atmospheric 1.6-liter EP6. At least it is more reliable than its turbocharged counterpart. A naturally aspirated engine has a weak timing drive. The rollers of the drive belt and the water pump do not differ in durability. In the cold season, the starter knocks. When choosing a used Peugeot 308, the first thing to check is the automatic transmission. It sometimes fails quite quickly. Already by 70,000 to 80,000 kilometers of run, the hydraulic valve block may fail. Frequent and failures of the box control unit. Sometimes the band brake breaks, and the automatic transmission jams. With the mechanics, problems are much less. Shock absorbers and wheel bearings rarely last more than 70,000 kilometers. Even earlier, the support bearings of the struts begin to creak in turns, but the ball bearings can live up to hundreds. Pretty lively. The first in it to 60,000 kilometers are shock absorbers and wheel bearings. There is nothing more to break here. The rubber bands and silent blocks of the beam itself change after 150,000 kilometers of run. It steadfastly resists corrosion, and the car itself is relatively young. Serious problems with the body have not yet had time to manifest themselves. True, after several Ukrainian winters, external chrome elements bubble up. On the front of the body of some cars, in places of small chips, the paintwork is swollen.